You are doing so much better than you think you are or than you give yourself credit for. You're doing amazing, okay? So many times we are not giving ourselves the credit that we deserve. Because if you settle down to think about how far you've come, you will realize that you are doing amazing. You are doing just fine. But so many times we don't give ourselves that credit and we're just beating ourselves up and feeling like we're not doing any good, right? But you're doing so much better than you realize. You're doing so much better than you give yourself credit for. And I hope that this video helps you to realize that. Okay, let's get into it. First of all, think about all the challenges that you faced. Not half of the challenges, or not one or two. Think about all of them. Every single challenge you faced. And how hard those challenges were. And how in the moment you thought that those challenges would be the end of you. Did they end you? No. You are here and you are watching this video. That alone is a testament to how amazing you are doing and how great you are doing. Every single one of those challenges that you faced and overcome have required strength, they've required resilience, they've required perseverance, they have required courage. And you are strong and you've made it through all of those tough times. So you're doing well. You're doing amazing. But sometimes we just, in the moment, obviously, the challenges feel like the end of the world. But as soon as we get past them, it's almost like short-term memory just attacks us. And we cannot even remember where we are coming from. But you faced so much already and you have overcome. So clearly, I think it goes without saying that you are doing amazing. Now, think about all the small victories, because many times the reason why we feel like we're not doing well enough or we're not doing as amazingly as we would like to be doing is because we expect our victories to be grand, and our successes to be very big and huge and groundbreaking. But sometimes that's not the case, But think about the small victories that you've had. All the small things you've accomplished. You went to school, you graduated. You graduated secondary school, graduated university, you landed a job. Like, they might not seem like big things because it's expected of you to do those things anyway. Like, okay, as opposed to what, right? But they're still huge. You passed your courses. Like, you're doing well at your job day to day. It might not be your dream job, but it is a job and you're doing great at it. These are small victories and they count for something. So you should be proud of yourself for accomplishing all of those things and still being here, every day, the day to day, you're doing amazing. These small victories may seem insignificant, right? But they are a sign that you are strong and you have the capacity to find balance and the capacity to thrive and the capacity to succeed amidst complexities, because achieving these little things is always complex. There's always a story behind everything and it's complex. But you found balance and you've achieved and you're thriving regardless. So that is something to be proud of. And that is something to hold on to remind yourself that you're doing amazing on this journey of life. You're doing well. Look at the relationships that you have in your life. Look at the relationships that you've nurtured, your family, your friends. Maybe you have a significant other. You're nurturing relationships. You're building connections. You have maintained them. You've watered them. They're growing. They're thriving. They're a huge part of who you are today and the life that you're living. That's something to be proud of, and that's a sign that you're doing very well. Because human beings are not created to live in isolation. So if you're living in isolation, low key, you are failing. Sorry, I'm just joking. But you get what I mean. Like, you're doing amazing, you're building community, you're a part of community, you're giving, you're receiving, you're participating in the complex dance of, community and relating with other humans, as complicated and complex and sometimes annoying as it may be, but you're doing it and you're doing it well. So that's something to be proud of. You're doing better than you think you are. Look at the improvements that you make in your life, in the way you talk to yourself, in your professional, life, your career. You're doing better. You're taking strides every day. You're taking courses, you're learning, you're developing, you're growing your mind, you are taking in feedback, you are taking information, and you're using it to better your life, professionally, personally, your growth, spiritually, maybe your relationship with God is getting better. You're doing the little things. And it counts for something. It might not be what you think you need to count to know that you are doing great, but it is something, and you should count it because it is amazing. Another thing that you should look at is how you are adapting. You are adapting, your adaptability. Life is lifing, okay? But you are going with it. You're going with the flow. You're still finding a way to show up every day and be present and still do great things, regardless of what the situation around you looks like. If you're Nigerian, then you understand what I'm saying very well. We always joke about how Nigerians are so resilient and we adapt to anything that our government gives us, but we're still doing really well. That's something to be proud of. Circumstances aren't the greatest. Life isn't as beautiful and rosy as we would want it to be. But with what you have and the cards that you've been dealt, you are doing an amazing job. That is not something that you should look down on or belittle or count for nothing. Progress is not always linear. Sometimes we think that doing great or having good progress is a very point A to point B thing. You do this, you get here. You do this, you get here. But that's not always how it is. Life is very ebby and flowy. It has a lot of ebbs and flows. There'll be good times, there'll be bad times. Sometimes it will be up, sometimes it will be down, It's not always straightforward, And most importantly, it's not always big and grand. It's the little things, it's the small steps, it's the learning, it's the experiences that count for the growing. But if you're not taking note of those tiny moments of learning and experience, and you will not see the growth in the long run, because it's little drops that make an ocean, right? One foot in front of another is how you take steps, and it's how you get to the destination that you're going to. But if you're expecting to just see like great distance that has been covered without counting the little steps that you're taking, you'll never give yourself credit for the work that you're doing and how far you've come. I think that that's something that you should become intentional about doing, and you should start to look out for and notice more often. So yeah, this is your friendly reminder from your internet friend person on the internet that you are doing amazing. You're doing so much better than you think you're doing. You're doing so much better than you give yourself credit for. It's our first time doing life. I say this all the time. I've never done this life thing before. So as a newbie, I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing, okay? I've never done it before. It didn't come with a manual, especially adulting. Like, there's no manual. We're literally just thrown into the wild end, and you have to figure it out and make something of your life. And given the circumstances, all things considered, I think you're doing great. So be proud of yourself, please. Be proud of yourself. You're doing amazing. I'm rooting for you. I'm sure your friends and your family is rooting for you as well. If you feel like you need support, seek it, ask for help. Don't be shy to ask for help. Don't be afraid to learn. My mommy always says something in Hausa. She says, "Me tambaya baya bata." Forgive me if I didn't say it right or if my accent sounds funny, but it basically translates to the person that asks for direction does not get lost. If you are confused or you don't know what you're doing, or you feel like you're not sure how to get to where you're trying to get, ask questions. Find people that look like they know what they're doing. or have at least walked the path that you're looking to walk, so that you can ask for directions and get the help that you need. And take notes of the little progress that you're making. Have a track record of your own growth, so that on the days that you feel like shit and you feel like you're not doing great, you have something to remind yourself by and tell yourself, you know what, Oiza, I'm doing great. I could do better and there's room for growth. But all things considered, I'm doing amazing and I'm proud of myself for it. So yeah, say that to yourself. Repeat after me. Put your hand on your chest and repeat after me. Insert your name. Oiza, you are doing amazing. You are doing great. All things considered, you are doing a beautiful job of life. And you're doing well. You deserve credit, okay? I'm rooting for you. I'm proud of you. And I hope you hear my voice in the back of your head on the days that you're beating yourself down and not giving yourself enough credit. I'm proud of you. I see you. I see the work you're doing, and I'm proud of you. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. If you think you know a friend that needs to hear this, then please share this video with them. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.